responsibility he has on the top of his game. Your team.
Now the elder statesman of the NFL, Adam. And off we go from Lambeau. The 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
I call that play a sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
At the 32-yard line.
On second down, it's Jones. A big run there by Jones. 58 yards. Well, a nice little sprint there. I guess if you're the defense, the only thing you hold on to, you got him out of bounds, but it's first and goal.
And that's all you can hold on to because they didn't hold on to him very well on that run.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Mean Joe Green. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now it's Rodgers. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
On first down, Chubb able to get forward for about 4 as he's taken down. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. A run for Nick Chubb.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down. Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. Play action now, Cousins. He's airing it out for Williams. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing a ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Here they come, 2nd and 10 now from the 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. Devin Bush gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And able to get a little more breathing room out to the 5-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I'm not sure how much I really love that call. It almost seems like a little bit of a give up there. But maybe what they were thinking is, we got a chance to pop one. They think we're just going to give up here, hand it to the big man, and maybe he can get through. Sometimes a little bit of courage and play calling that maybe we don't give enough credit.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Zadarius Smith able to get him down. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep. That's caught inside the 20. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. From the red zone now, Cousins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack.
17-yard loss. It's second down.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. We're scoreless after one. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Chubb. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. Third and long.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Urlacher. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, partner, let's put a bow on the Super Bowl for Kansas City. What a comeback win. Yet another come-from-behind victory for Patrick Mahomes and company. An absolute heartbreak for San Francisco.
Didn't Madden predict Kansas City would win the game?
Yes, 35-31, I believe they predicted.
I felt like most of the predictions I saw had the game in the 30s, so a little bit lower scoring than we expected, but a lot of fireworks down the stretch, all by Kansas City. But how about San Francisco? Had the lead in the ball, under 12 minutes to go, and held Kansas City to 10 points through 3 quarters. And somehow, they're winging their way back to San Francisco, trying to understand how they...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head, that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Chubb with a 1st down carry as he'll get about 3 out of it. Make it 2nd and 7 coming up. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. From midfield now on 2nd down, Cousins.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Cousins now. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. With that incompletion, a chance to mention the awards. Now with the season over, Lamar Jackson, as we speculated, he's the MVP. Coach of the Year, John Harbaugh, Lamar's coach. Michael Thomas, Stephon Gilmore, Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year, Offensive and Defensive Rookies of the Year. That went to Kyler Murray and Nick Bosa. And the Comeback Player of the Year, Charles, Ryan Tannehill, no surprise there.
Not to mention the #1 award that the NFL gives out, the one that they give the most, the credence isn't the right word, the most attention to, and the one that they want trumpeted the most. That's the Walter Payton Man of the Year, because that represents...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin Bush in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
A well-executed 22-yard gain. And they try to sweep to Jones. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
From the 41, Rodgers looking for Kelsey there, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Let's get to some Hall of Fame talk while we have a second, because last week we mentioned the 15 guys that we knew were going into the Hall. 5 added: Isaac Bruce, Steve Hutchinson, Edgerrin James, Steve Atwater, and Troy Polamalu. You think about it, CD. For Polamalu, it was his first year of eligibility. People knew he would go in. Atwater was his 16th year. He had to wait a long time.
He certainly did, and I often wonder about the psychology of it all, because when you're young in your career, meaning young retired, right, these things mean something to you, but I don't know if they hit with the same impact as it will for Steve Atwater. 16th year. Now, I think Steve would like somewhere to be a happy medium. Maybe the 8th year would have been a lot better. But the bottom line is, the older you get, boy, imagine the emotions running through there, the validation, probably haven't had the applause in a long time. That's going to come back to you now. Troy Polamalu, he essentially stepped off the field and into the Hall of Fame, but it doesn't matter. Bottom line is getting there. Congratulations to all.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 30. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Chubb. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Play fake. Cousins. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. On now is Vinatieri as he'll try the field goal. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. So it's an empty possession there, and you'd have to say it's not like him to come up short on a kick like that.
Yeah, and it's real easy for me to say this, but anything in the 40 to 49-yard range should be pretty automatic for an NFL kicker, especially in terms of at least getting it there. So you're right. That is a surprise that this would come up short.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway?
Come on, fellas.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And we thought this game had the potential to be tight, maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the third quarter.
And I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they've played this game. No one's been loose. No one's been free. They've got to find a way to make some plays, and I don't think you do it if you're really tight in everything that you're doing in the game.
The ball gets bumped up. It's now 2nd and 4 after the penalty.
Hey, wahoo! You ain't got nothing. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Check 50. Black. Slam.
They go play action. Cousins. He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. He's airing it out for Williams. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes.
And look at this. It's a fake. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. It's Kelsey on the ground. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. It's a gain of 5, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
258. Back 300. Slam. Check. General West.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
When people talk about versatility, they should go back and look at Ronnie Lott's entire career. At USC, an All-American safety. In the beginning time in his career in the NFL, an All-Pro corner before switching back to safety to finish off a Hall of Fame career.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 24 yards.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down now, it's Green, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the 1st by a few yards. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. Well, some good news, partner. We will not have a scoreless tie as we finally get our first points of the contest here in quarter 3.
Yeah, just a field goal, but with the way those defenses ruled in the first half, that could be a big three-point play right there, couldn't it?
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. They got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Cousins on 3rd and 2. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. First down, Seattle, 16 yards, the gain there. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Cousins now to throw on first down. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. From the gun, here's Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. And you just mentioned that the defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers drops it to Jones in the flat. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
With it is Jackson. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. I tell you what, it's kind of hard to imagine. They have not scored a single point, and yet they're in this position, a touchdown drive here, and they're in the lead.
Normally when you have...
And he's into the clear. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Mike Williams, 58 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead.
As more and more up-tempo football creeps into the NFL game, some coaches don't think time of possession matters anymore. I believe we found one of them.
Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have recovered. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On the end around, here comes Williams. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Cousins. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Urlacher. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown.
Coaches always tell their players someone's got to make a big play, but what they mean is a game-altering play, a game-changing play, a turnover force, and we just got that. I mean, how about that play, Brandon?
Yeah, a pick 6, 4th quarter, that is a game-changer.
Someone read their keys, and someone had the courage to go after the ball right then and there.
And it gives them the lead. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Back to throw. They can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They'll look to throw. He'll find Metcalf. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. That's out to Chubb, complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down. From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage on third down. Here's Cousins. Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. Well, that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.